Hello again, welcome to Educated STEM. I'm Kate, the founder of Educated STEM, and today we're going to continue on our series on negotiation. So if you haven't gone and done or watched the first couple of videos, please go and do so. The one on budgeting and then also the one on researching the salary ranges for the roles that you are applying for, both key steps. And really, you need to have done your research before you can decide on what today's video is about, which is your target salary and negotiable range. So hopefully you've done your research. If you can't find information on the various positions that you're interested in at the company that you're interested in, you may be able to find similar information from public sources. So even if you don't want to work for a state or some sort of government or state institution, a lot of their information is online and you can see how much everyone earns. So a similar role in a company will probably make a little bit more than a government or a state employee. So find out the information and then you can kind of add a little bit on. But the key thing about knowing the salary range and deciding what the salary is that you would really like to make, you need to know kind of your lower limit. And so that might be what you decided after your budget, or it might be higher than that. That is completely up to you. But whatever it is, you need to decide, this is my firm low rate. If they offer me anything lower than this, then clearly that isn't going to work for me. And really at that point, the negotiation has ended because you are unwilling to take that salary. Obviously, you need a higher range as well. This isn't necessarily, I'm not going to accept an offer if they give me anything higher than that. Oh no, that would be daft. But realistically, this is the amount that you might honestly expect for your experience and your other things. And then there's the amount that you kind of hope for. Now, when you come into a negotiation, you don't ask for the amount that you want. You have to inflate that and ask for a higher amount so that they can then negotiate you down. And likely, they may also come in at a lower amount so you can negotiate it up. And so really, I have a document that's on my Patreon page and you can go and download it. It's all about negotiation. And it has a diagram. And so it describes, what your BATNA is. Now, BATNA is a term that's used a lot when it comes to negotiation. It's the best alternative to negotiation agreement range. And so basically what that means is this is the range that you would really like. But if it goes down here, that might be a worst case scenario. And the company is probably going to be over here, so their BATNA is going to be different to yours because they want to get you probably as cheaply as possible. They always like a bargain. Now, where those two lines meet, that is called the ZOPA, or the Zone of Potential Agreement. If the ZOPA doesn't overlap between yours and theirs, then that negotiation isn't going to work for you. But hopefully where there is overlap, that is your wiggle room where you can hopefully get a better salary than you are originally offered. So you need to have done your homework ahead of time so that you can figure these out. Now, you might then put this range when you apply for the job. They ask you all the information about yourself, and then there is always a, what would you like to make if you were offered this position? And so I, because I'm difficult, I'd like to put, if you can type, commensurate to my skills and experience level. If you can't type all of that, you can put some sort of similar message, or it might actually only accept numbers. Some of them are quite clever now, and you can only put numbers in. At that point, you can hopefully put your range in. But you also need to consider the potential benefits that the company will offer you, because yes, they have to pay your salary, but they're going to actually use more money to pay you. If they're covering various medical, dental, vision, disability, and life insurances, that is in addition to your salary. they're going to cover your paid time off. So vacations, holidays, sick days, any maternity or paternity leaves, if you have any disability leaves, things like that. That all needs to be taken into account. That also means that you have to take your paid time off because otherwise, the company isn't actually using that allocation towards you. They might also give you other perks which might cost them money. So they might give you some sort of transportation assistance. They might even give you a car. They might give you a cell phone or a computer or other things. They may pay for parking, tuition assistance, student loan assistance, whatever it is. If they offer you maybe some stock options, that is all going to add in to your salary. So when you think about this, even if the salary is slightly lower than you're hoping for, if you haven't received some of these benefits before, that might then become a very attractive offer to you. So now that you have your target salary and your negotiation range that you've decided on from all of the previous research that you have done, and you have a list of the potential benefits, you're ready to apply for the position. So go ahead, apply for the position, answer that nasty little question about how much you would like to make. What can be negotiated? There are so many things other than just salary, and most people focus solely on the first offer. So you can do your start date. A signing bonus is always a nice perk. Lots of companies are doing those now. If you're international, they may be willing to pay for visa or green card fees, plus immigration lawyer fees, because those are high. You could discuss guaranteed bonuses into your package, better time off, flexible working hours, remote working is a key one right now. Maybe the job title isn't quite what you hoped, and maybe you can get a title change there. Maybe you can get a promotional timeline. So you're coming in at this, but maybe if you hit these goals, you can be promoted within a certain length of time. Discussing different responsibilities and specific projects. You can also get subsidized equipment, whether they can pay for student loans, whether they're going to match your retirement savings. Now, for some companies, they may pay your professional dues. So you may need to be a member of an association. And will they be willing to cover that? Would they be willing to pay for conference attendance? For some of us, that's really key to keep, networking with your peers. So will they foot the bill? You could get new or upgraded amenities. They could have recreational activities, which are sponsored by the company. You can ask for leadership, management, educational or company culture development. That can add up for a higher level position. I have absolutely seen people write in that they're going to get management and leadership training. You could ask for childcare payments or help with that. If you're coming in and you don't have your benefits, then maybe they will pick up the payment for COBRA. In America, that is the lag time between two jobs, and so your company will pay for the benefits during that period. If you're moving, they may pay for mortgage loan or payments. I've definitely seen them, this is for a very well-off university where they will pay for the removals of all your things to be moved to you. They will pay for your rentals whilst you look for a house for a certain length of time. They will give you a low interest mortgage loan so that you can purchase the house. The things that you can get when you move to a very well-off university were really quite shocking to me. But the world is your oyster if that is a possibility for you. If you're working for a company, they might give you stock options. Now, if you go in, when it's a startup, you might get a lot of stock options, and that's the risk. It might become very lucrative in the future, or it might not, but it would be fantastic if it does. Expense reimbursements. is something to consider. Are they going to give you a company credit card? If you're doing lots of things for them and you have to pay it for it yourself, and then you have to ask for the money back, that's a pain. There might be, a couple of months in between the payment and receiving or the expense and receiving the payment back. And so you may be able to afford that, you may not be able to. So are they going to give you a credit card or a phone or something like that? Now, this might be a very strange one, but you can negotiate a severance package right at the beginning. So especially if you're working for a company, what happens if that company merges with someone else and your role becomes defunct? So right now they want you, you're very exciting. So this is the time potentially where you can make yourself a nice little package should the company, get sold or something else happens. So now you've thought about what your target salary and negotiation range is. You've thought about the benefits that are available, and now you've considered what there is to negotiate, and there is a lot that you can negotiate. So apply for the job, and then in the next session we are going to talk about the actual negotiation. So thank you for joining me today. Remember to hit like if you found this useful, and join me next time to talk about negotiation. Thank you.